mechanics and how they behave and stuff, but typically all the animals in the game, they are found in one particular place and they act in certain ways, and some are released fine, but then the not stalking you, which means purpose. They work to scare animals and stuff, but you don't really need them really. But now they have a purpose in the sense that you can destroy a cougar nest, and then they will retreat out of the region, and then eventually come back. This is quite interesting.
Oh, hold on, let me check something out quick. What? Oh, the long reach? I thought that was a add-on for. What? I am not doing that shit. I've already. Yeah, I already bought that shit. Damn.
Mechanic that makes it a little bit more tense to play, and it prevents long-term camping in a region. You can cure this by just leaving the region, and then you will lose interest, and then you come back to it later. And because some people, the developer said, because some people might find this a bit too stressful, you can actually choose whether or not you want the region, or whether you want the cougar or not when you start a new game. And you can also it may not be called Mountain Pass, it might be called something else, but it's a Mountain Pass region you get that in. And Forsaken Airfield was released in part 1, and Sonar Contamination was in part 4. So we kind of assumed that the next one would be in part 6, but now it's coming out right now, and that's fantastic. So we get another region pretty soon, and this region is meant to be very tall, a lot of climbing. The closest I can think of in terms of an existing region would be Ash Canyon, which has luckily, the higher you go in this region, the colder it gets, so the weather is actually determined. We've already done Single Void at Pass.
It gets colder the higher you go, bad weather on multiple routes.
They are all really different. The Forsaken Airfield is the closest equivalent to Forsaken Airfield is Pleasant Valley. It's a vast, open, flat space with stuff around the edges, and the Sonar Contamination is this very mountainous place, but really huge industry complex with a mine that was gigantic. And then you got the Mountain Pass region, which is
when are we gonna get a sequel?
Really big.
Will The Long Dark ever get a sequel? Oh. Oh.
I was not expecting this to happen yesterday. Raphael of Hinterland showed a teaser of a pre-alpha build for an upcoming survival game. This teaser is very short and may not reflect the final product, but it does feel exciting to see any news about their unannounced games. The first thing you can see is that Hinterland has made the jump from Unity to Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine 5 is a remarkably powerful engine when used right. The video itself shows a room with a lot going on in it. First, I noticed that the word days and 28 tallies are marked on the mirror. As a survival game, this may be the number of days since the event that initializes your survival attempt. 28 days could refer to the 28 Days franchise, but I highly doubt it is related. It also could be an Easter egg for the franchise, but it would be really strange to put an Easter egg in a pre-alpha teaser video. You can hear heavy wind outside, likely from a storm of some kind. The graphical fidelity of the video is exceptionally realistic. Considering this is an in-engine build, that means the game may look like this. Do keep in mind though that this is a pre-alpha build, so some things may change. The room has a very traditional looking style with older house decor. It is filled with rugs, candles, musical instruments, a radio, a map, a lot of post-it notes, and a lot of clutter that was most likely placed there by whoever is surviving here. I noticed that there are 2 chimneys lit, which is an interesting thing to do. You usually don't use them until winter time, but they may be lit for another reason. The flames from the candles mimic a low frame rate, which, based on the visual effects of the flame, may be a style choice. You can also see the power of Unreal Engine 5 at work, with the realistic lighting and directional light change as the video progresses. Ray tracing may also be at play here. The room does get progressively darker to demonstrate what it looks like over the course of a day and the powerful lighting system the engine is known for. I also noticed there are no noticeably functioning electronic devices,
When the
which I
players
think
over
is
deep in
interesting
decline,
considering
mountains still
Hinterland's
suffer
other
from
game, The Long Dark,
sturdy
features no
shoulders,
functioning
so
electronics
doesn't
without the
belong,
presence
but
of
if
an
you
Aurora. Finally, the last major thing I
field
noticed
work
is the 2 doors that are boarded up on the right and the back side of the room. We know it is a survival game, we don't know what kind of survival game it is. It definitely isn't another The Long Dark game, considering they haven't finished the first one. Who's to say that Hinterland isn't going a different route with this game? Boarding up doors and possibly windows may be a feature in the game, but I wonder how important it will be. It could be to defend against zombies or other creatures capable of breaking into your home. It could be to hide from other people in the game, such as raiders. Whatever it is, it must have a reason to be there. I could speculate all day, but it would be a waste of time. We know so little about this game. All we know is that it is a survival game, and it is most likely the smaller game that Hinterland said they were working on last year. I'm extremely excited for Hinterland and what they have next. I hope we get to see more soon. If you want to see more videos like this, or if you are interested in lore videos for The Long Dark, please make sure to comment, like, share, subscribe, and hit 2024 is going to be the best year for The Long Dark so far. Last year, the Tales from the Far Territory expansion refreshed and expanded the game's survival mode, adding new mechanics, regions, tools, and more. With most of the roadmap already released, it is considerably easier to guess what the final 2 parts of the expansion are going to be. So let's look at what hasn't been
73
released
days
and
ago,
piece
holy
together
shit.
the next 2 updates for The Long Dark. As of now, these are the only things listed in the roadmap that haven't been released. They include the Trader, Safe House
2021.
customization, Camera and Dark Room, Mountain Pass region, Tale number 3, the Cougar, and the Hunted Part 3. It is very obvious that the final update for the expansion will include the Mountain Pass region and the final Tale. It makes the most sense since it will close out the expansion for the Far Territory and conclude the story of its regions. The Cougar would also make sense to release
Get the
with the Mountain
goddamn
Pass
fuck over
region.
there.
I don't know if it will be exclusive to this region, and I hope that is not the case. Therefore, Part 6 of the expansion is almost guaranteed to include the final region and Tale, as well as a high likelihood that the Cougar is included. Along with the Cougar, there will most likely be 1 or 2 different crafting recipes for Cougar-based clothing. With that out of the way, it also becomes very obvious that Part 5, the next update to The Long Dark, will include the Trader and the Safe House customization. The Camera and Dark Room will also make the most sense in this update, as they may serve as a way to customize and occupy space in your safe house. I was going to elaborate more about the Trader in this video, but it caused the script to be too long. If you are interested in how I think it will function, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when that video goes live on YouTube. Along with the Safe House customization, there will most likely be chemicals for the Dark Room and other simple items to decorate your safe house. I may make a video on this in the future as well. So this covers the premium part of the final 2 expansion updates, but what about the free part of the updates? At the moment, the Hunted Part 3 challenge is the only free addition not added in the expansion. I think it's kind of up in the air when the Hunted Part 3 releases. This only leaves one free addition for one of the 2 upcoming expansion updates. I don't think that means there will basically be nothing in the next 2 free updates. We will probably see some other much needed changes or unannounced additions to the free version of the updates. I know for a fact I would not mind an overhaul to repairing and mending. There is something called the law of conservation of matter, and I would love it if failing these mechanics didn't disintegrate my crafting resources. There are also a lot of very minor things in the game that could potentially get some love as well. After completing the Hunted Part 1 and 2 last night, I think the Bear Spear finally making its way into survival mode would make perfect sense along with the Hunted Part 3. We'll see if that is the case, considering Hinterland has stated they did want to add it one day. And with that, I think the next 2 updates for the Long Dark are looking very solid. Part 5 of the expansion, which will most
35,
likely come out in March, will
36.
most likely include the Trader, Safe House customization, and Camera and Darkroom. Part 6 of the expansion, which will most likely come out in July, will most likely include the Final Region, Final Tale, and the Cougar. Of course, we should all know that the final update of 2024 will be the biggest and most ambitious update for the Long Dark. With that update, we know that the Perseverance Mills region will be introduced, and Wintermute will finally conclude. I am very much looking forward to that. If you want more lore videos for the Long Dark, please make sure to comment, like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Also, if you can spare a few bucks, you can become a member to further support the channel. If you can't, I totally understand. Shout out to my current members.
I'm gonna play this for a little bit. I was gonna just stop the game, but I started it, so. Fuck. I'm gonna play this some other time. I might go to Minecraft and I'm gonna do that one add-on. Like, comment, subscribe, you guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out. Thank you for watching. See ya.